Hello, Capricorn. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read from what we're dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, THEYRE Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, Capricorn. I'm listening to the movie. Can't touch this. Okay. Can't touch what? This. Touch what? Can't touch what? Um, Goodness. Let's see. Hey now. There's the devil. What is that with you, Capricorn? I don't understand. Okay, so jumping into this, that's kind of interesting how it happens like that and then to that. I'm not understanding. Okay, so jumping into this. Weird. Meaning what? What is the, I don't understand, like, specifically what the dynamic is. Interesting. I'm looking at so much earth energy, but also I'm looking at so much like being up in the air, meaning, it's floating somehow, but in what way? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, Capricorn. I will say whatever is going on between the two of you, with that world card showing up there, just gonna get to that point. There is a way through this. Um, there is. It's just I'm not too sure exactly what to say. It's like I said, a very up in the air energy where it's like there's something there. You can kind of like make out like there's something there, but there's like cloud watching, for example. There's something there. I can't really make out what it is, but kind of not. I don't know. Um, I don't know what that is. What is that they're kind of like going after, trying to do? I don't know what that is. It's like a very, I don't know what that is. It shows up kind of like simple solution. There's like a simple solution, but getting to that simple solution doesn't feel simple if you understand what I'm kind of saying. It's kind of like, well, just do this. Like, for example, like just do this about that. Just to get to that point of being able to do that, there's like this path or like this road you kind of have to travel or go on to get to that point just to simply do that. It's almost kind of like these obstacles and difficulties, and it's not so easily, easier said than done. It's not so easily done. And that's what's kind of crazy is it's like it's right there, but it's not right there. Because whatever this is, what they're emphasizing is like they have no idea where this is going to go or how things are going to turn out. But they're kind of just saying like day by day and taking it slow and steady. Well, like I said, there is a way through it. They're just like it's kind of like that energy of like kind of like it's weird. It shows up like a nail biting, like just not fun, just not fun. Just like this. That's kind of like saying no one is promised tomorrow. It's like, so what's gonna happen today? It's like I don't know. I mean that's a very uneasy feeling, is what they're emphasizing. Like I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Ultimately, I don't know, how this is going to end in a sense. Yeah, it kind of turns into a God, geez, it turns into kind of like a perspective thing of that's why you should appreciate what you have and who you have in front of you while it and they are there. Like I said, no one's promised tomorrow. So make the best out of today. And appreciate and be thankful and grateful for what you have today, as well as who. I feel it. The waiting game. The waiting game can drive you up the wall. Crawling out of your skin and shit. It's just like uncomfortable. And so, like I said, I mean, I will say they're itching. They're itching for it, Capricorn. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to that solution, they're itching for that solution. It's just kind of like there's unfortunately some sort of waiting game for it. It's not an energy of let me just kind of twiddle my thumbs and I don't know, sit in front of the television all day and just waste life away. No, it's there's an itch to like solve this and kind of clear something up with whatever that is. I get that. um I like that. They took mental note. It's like, you know what? Yes. Focus on the connections and the relationships you have in front of you. I like that. You took mental note. Touche, Crosswatcher. Sometimes I'll say, Capricorn, what is more important? Talking or listening? Damn. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay. Who is using you? Point blank, Capricorn, who is using you? In other words, who's walking all over you? Um, Who's the one that wants to be put on a pedestal? Who's that one? What movie is that? I don't know what movie that is. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it until I can remember what movie that is. Um, is it Fast and the Furious? I think it might be Fast and the Furious #1. I forget his name. Might be Johnny. Johnny be good. Um, I think it's Fast and the Furious when he's like torturing someone with like a motor oil. And afterwards, he's like, they're hiding in the garage, and he's like, "Kiss my shoes." After he's got motor oil in his mouth, and he was trying to like torture him. The movie. He's like, kiss my shoes." Kiss my feet, in other words. And the guy's just mouthful of oil, is just kind of like spitting up oil, and he kisses his shoes. And as soon as he kisses his shoes, he kicks them. I don't understand that. For a split sec, like I said, I'm like, touche, Crosswatcher. For a split second, you're like, okay, I'll focus on my connection with Capricorn. Actually, point blank, I don't give a fuck about Capricorn. What the fuck? What'd you do? Storm off and slam the door shut? You believe this shit? What? That's crazy. How do you show me that? But then show me that. Oh, they're not too happy, are they? Huh. Crosswatcher, don't forget who put you up on that pedestal. Or is it a stepping stool? Which one is it? If you don't watch your feet and how you walk, you might fall. That means the lack of self-awareness. With them showing me how split second momentarily that effort was to actually bring the two of you closer, Capricorn, this is a huge energy of me, 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 me. It's all about me. Selfishness, greedy, spoil me, pamper me, take care of me. In other words, be my workhorse. But yet, how can they simultaneously say they're the ones up on the pedestal, but yet they're the ones who have to deal with so much? Usually the ones up on the pedestal don't get their feet dirty. Now notice that. Usually it's they don't get their hands dirty. But no, they don't get their feet dirty. How can you get your feet dirty if your feet are always kicked up in the chair and off the ground all day? Even if you're 50 years old, you still got 50 years to go. Is that why Grandpa never stopped moving? He knew how to stay young. That's why Grandpa always took a walk around the neighborhood. He knew health water. he knew health mattered. Apparently Grandpa took off with no pants today. Oh my gosh. What did Grandpa get themselves into? Oh my. That's funny. That is funny. They don't think so. So why are you being sneaky, shady, and strategic like a thief in the night, Crosswatcher? You're funny. Liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what that one means. I'm making a joke saying Grandpa took off with no pants. No, they're just a fucking pirate. What is that? There's one energy that's being sneaky and shady, and there's another energy that's just letting it all hang out. That's funny. That is funny. It is what it is. Yeah, they know they need to let it go. Like, just drop it. That's funny. What is that sneaky, shady plan that they thought about? That even life stepped in and was like, no. What is that? Karma. That's karma. So what is that correction or that course correction? What is that? Ooh. That means you cannot manipulate, flip the script, twist words, find loopholes, cut corners, take shortcuts. No. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What is that? Because for some reason, with whatever's going on right here, Capricorn, they're having to check their ego. They don't want to, but they have to. Like I said, it's sort of like step off your pedestal and let's see eye to eye with each other. If you can. And if you can't, don't overcompensate. My. Huh. What is that? Now energetically speaking, now all of a sudden it's kind of like, now they get this, Capricorn. Oh my God, hold on. What do you mean? Now, well, get this. Now all of a sudden they want to play fair, play nice. So that means you haven't been fair, square, nor playing fair, playing nice the whole time. But now all of a sudden you want to play fair, play nice when you lost. Huh? So you want a win-win-win situation when you've been only looking out for number one the whole time? And that's just because you feel like you have no other strategic move to make. Why are they completely baffled and mind blown, Capricorn? I don't understand. What is it with the light that they have a problem with? Do tell. It goes back to that. So it goes back to the energy of like, what's more important, talking or listening? Think they might be learning. I can't tell. I'm not too sure about that one. We'll see. Bye.